This is Super Black. I am your host, Carl Waldron, and today we're going to go over ways for you to become a real life superhero. Hello, everybody, and thank you for listening. Once again, follow us on socials. You can find all the links you want at super.black. That's the website, super.black. You can find everything you need to know about this. Just go to super.black. Subscribe to the podcast, like it, share it with a friend. You can find us on all your favorite podcasting apps. Done with the ads. Let's get to the list. We wrote a list a while ago about how to become a real-life superhero. Now, obviously, I have no tips for you on how to gain superpowers. I don't know where to find a radioactive spider. I will not suggest that you go hook up with some evil scientist who will do experiments on you and potentially give you rock hard skin or whatever. But there are ways for you and me and your friends to become real life superheroes. And that is the topic of today. So, tip number 1, invest your extra money. Now, it's easy to spend. Trust me, I do it all the time. Way too often, way too much. You have to start thinking about your future. Not you specifically, but yes, you specifically. All those streaming apps that you're probably signed up for, like I am, you got to start cutting some of those out. Why? Because you can use every extra bit of money that you can. Once you start removing the excess weight, you'd be surprised how many things you actually sign up for that you're still paying for right now. There are services that rely on you spending money with them and forgetting that you're doing it. Gym memberships are one thing. I gave that up a long time ago. I didn't give up working out, which we'll cover up later, but I did give up on the memberships to gyms that I never went. It's the low cost ones, right? It's like it's $10 a month. What is your health worth $10 a month? It's like I can spend that $10 somewhere else and work out on my own. There are, subscription apps that you have on your computer that you probably forgot that you pay for. I just paid for a VPN service that I forgot that I had. I don't even use it anymore. And it auto-paid. Got to get rid of those things. And once you go through your finances and figure out all the things you no longer need, all the money that you save, try investing it. There are apps out there like Acorns or something larger like Betterment that can help you set up your finances for the future. I suggest looking into having, a CD or opening up an account that will help vest your money over time. Try and reduce the amount that you spend and take all that extra money and try investing it so that you have more money in the future. Next tip. Learn to code. Now this comes from experience. Learning to code is a great way to have another source of income. As a matter of fact, maybe we should change this from learn to code. We'll change it to create multiple sources of income. There you go. That's better. Learn to code is so specific and very specific to me, I would say. But creating multiple incomes is a fantastic way to help the tip above, or the tip I just said, which is investing your money. You can't, this day and age, relying on one single source of income, be it your full-time job or something, just isn't viable. And I say that because a lot of contracts with jobs are at will termination, meaning at any point in time, the job could just say, yeah, we're done with you. And then you're out on your ass and you don't have any money coming in. But if you set up multiple sources of income, one of them could be learning to code and, freelancing as a developer, you could be in a really tough spot at some point. Now, I am not suggesting that creating multiple sources of income is at all easy. It's not. Everything in life is hard work. But setting up multiple sources of income, be it, selling t-shirts or stickers or creating, courses online, ebooks. Come on, give me some more ideas. Like I said, freelancing as a developer or a writer, anything that you can do to set up sort of multiple avenues to bring in money is beneficial to you and your family because, you never know, right? It's called being prepared. And it's not an alarmist thing to say. It's just something you can do. I tell, anyone who would listen, you have a phone. You're probably listening to this podcast on a phone right now. You have a phone. You can take over the world. You can do anything you want. We have supercomputers that we carry around in our pockets, and we use it to look at other people living their life on, social media or TikTok or something, when you could be setting up money. You could be getting paid. Get out there and get paid. Get out there and get paid a lot. use that computer in your pocket and set up multiple income streams so that you can be comfortable. That you don't have to take every job. You don't have to be afraid of losing your job. Protect yourself. And that kind of funnels into the next tip, which is start an LLC. A buddy of mine was talking about he wanted to start a business, and I told him, you need to start an LLC. And he's like, oh, why would I need to do that? I keep hearing people say that. And I'm like, well, one reason is that starting an LLC removes financial burden on your personal finances. If you start an LLC and you work and do all your business through that LLC is responsible for any payments or debt or whatever that LLC accumulates. If you get into any trouble with a client or whatever, and you don't have an LLC and you're working strictly through your personal funds, they can potentially garnish your personal accounts if anything goes wrong, should you get sued, God forbid. But in an LLC, they can't touch your money. They can only touch the LLC's money. So it's basically a protection against your personal income and your finances and just you as an individual. The LLC is the company that is then responsible for the company's business. Always think about protecting yourself, your assets, and your family. Start an LLC. Start a business. You should just start a business in general. If you have a trade or whatever, just start a business. Start an LLC. It doesn't cost that much. It's an investment in your future, and it's an investment in your protection from wily people. And the next tip for becoming a real life, not just a superhero, a real life superhero, is to fail. It's a weird thing to say, but you need to fail. And what I mean by that is, don't be afraid to do something because you think you'll fail. You should fail. Because failing teaches. Success doesn't teach you anything. Success makes you confident, which is great. But failures teach you lessons that you will avoid later on. Now, you don't have to fail huge. I'm not telling you to go out there and throw all your money away, bet it all on black. But you shouldn't be afraid to go out there and try something and fail at it. The more you fail at something, the more you'll learn about what happened that caused that failure. And then you can avoid those things later. And then you'll start getting successes. I'm not saying you should go out there and I'm going to go out there and fail until I succeed. No, of course, work to succeed, but not everything will work out. And that's okay. You have to fail to kind of make it. Like, I've been doing this podcast for, like I said, 5 years. It's not, I don't make any money off of this thing. I don't consider it a failure, but I'm certainly not, quote unquote, succeeding in any crazy metric. But with every episode that I record and every new venture I do for Super Black, it's me responding to what didn't work before. So I'm always shifting, always learning new things, always trying to make things a little bit better, as should you. So don't be afraid to go out there and fail, because like every superhero, not every superhero wins in every fight. Sometimes they lose, and they'll learn from that loss. They'll get up, dust themselves off. They're stronger now. They're stronger mentally. They're ready for anything. The next tip in becoming a real-life superhero is to mentor. Mentor. After all of the things that you've been through, all the failures that you've accumulated, all the experience that you've gone through, all the experiences that you have, it's beneficial to then pass that knowledge on to someone else. I feel as though that is me right now doing it with this episode. Not necessarily mentoring anyone specifically, but passing on just information that I've accumulated over a while. So mentoring is a fantastic way to be a real life superhero to someone else. Someone younger, it doesn't even have to be younger. Someone just who sees you as an expert in some field or something and wanting to learn from you. To mentor them is the most super thing you can do for them. Now, there's no adage, never meet your heroes. We all have things, issues, problems that tend to mar our veneer whenever someone meets us or whatnot. But that doesn't take away from the experience or knowledge that you pass on as a mentor. So I brought that up mostly to say, if you do mentor someone, just remember that they more than likely look up to you in some form or fashion, whether it be your skill or your composure, whatever it is. Just be mindful of how you act or what you say around people. You may not care how you are viewed, but it is devastating when you meet a hero and they're mentoring you and you learn that they're kind of an ass. So just be mindful of all that. But mentoring is a huge part of superheroing in the comics and everything. You see Batman and Robin. That's a whole mentor relationship. Batman mentors Robin to become Nightwing, right? Icon from Milestone mentors Rocket to become a superhero. It is a super thing to do, to mentor people, to pass on your information, your legacy to someone. I have kids, so I'm a built-in mentor, right? My kids look up to me, I think. My son doesn't seem to care about me, but my daughter certainly does show signs that she does look up to me. So I'm always trying to be mindful of the things I pass on and the things I try and teach her, specifically to be nice, and to be smart, and that it pays to be a good person. Those are my mentoring things for my daughter. And when my son's old enough and stops trying to eat dirt off the floor, I'll mentor him in the same way. The next tip I have for becoming a real life superhero is to learn a second or third language. You should learn a new language. It's something that I've tried to do on multiple occasions. I've tried to learn French and Spanish. I'm just bad at other languages, but it is incredibly useful to know other languages, especially being bilingual in the workplace is a boon. Being able to speak to a variety of people in their native language helps build stronger relationships, especially with clients. If you have clients who speak a certain language, or you work at a place that lands a client that is, French, and you know French, do you know how valuable an asset you become? Let's not get it twisted. If you work any place, you are an asset. You are a tool for that company. And the more valuable you are to that company, the longer you'll stick around. So if learning a new language can make you more appealing to your job, or even if you own your own business and you can open up your markets by, we can go to France because I learned French and get clients there. All right, that's incredibly useful. It's not easy. As I mentioned before, nothing in life is easy. None of the stuff I've mentioned so far is easy to do. But there are places you can learn, a new language. I think Rosetta Stone still exists, but there are apps like Duolingo where you can turn it into a game and just learn whatever language you want while you're sitting on the bed, or, before you brush your teeth at night, or, take an hour and just kind of go through the exercises, and you can learn a language pretty easily these days. Again, use that supercomputer in your pocket that you're probably listening to me on right now and learn a new language. It's going to help you. Trust me, it's going to help you. And I know, because I can't learn a new language because the languages that I ended up learning weren't any language that you speak. I learned to code. I learned, HTML and Python and JavaScript and CSS and all these front-end and back-end languages, and crammed my brain with that, so that Spanish and French and German just don't fit anymore. And I'm old, all right? It's not going to happen for me. I would have to purge all of the other languages, programming languages, out of my mind to get a new spoken language in. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'd rather just learn more programming languages. But if that's what you want to do, that's another language as well. So I kind of go back to my earlier point, learn the code. So you can either learn the code or learn a new language, but either one is going to open up a lot of doors for you. Okay? Next tip. This is a tip that I live by. It is take a self-defense class. It is incredibly important for you to learn how to protect yourself in any situation. And I feel as though not many people take self-defense as seriously as they should. Or at least they go about it for the wrong reasons. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you really, really want to learn to protect yourself from a physical altercation, you should research the type of fighting style that would help you to do that. I think something like Krav Maga, which is the Israeli hand-to-hand combat fighting, is a really good one. It teaches you to fight back people in the street. It teaches you how to get away from a fight. The best fight is the one that doesn't happen. Again, but if you get pulled into something, you need to learn how to get out of it. You don't want to rope yourself into a fight. Not only a fight you can't win, but again, there's no winning fights in the street. In the UFC or boxing or something, you can win a fight. There's a ref there. It's sanctioned. Someone's getting paid. You get knocked out. Someone's going to stop the fight. In the street, if you get knocked out, there's a good chance they'll keep hitting you. And there's a good chance you can fall on the floor and hurt yourself even when you're winning. There's no winning in a fight. So learn to protect yourself from harm. And the best versions of that are usually ones that tend to grapple. Grappling or fighting in the street always ends up on the ground. So I would suggest, like I said, Krav Maga or Jiu Jitsu. Both are excellent, workouts. They'll tone your body, but they'll also give you muscle memory for protecting against strikes, which is always what's going to come. Every fight always tends to end up on the ground, like I said, so it'll teach you how to maneuver your body on the ground. And with Krav Maga specifically, it'll teach you how to then use something in your pockets or anything you have on you to strike, make distance, and then get away. Best thing to do. So, I won't belabor the point, but protect yourself and your loved ones by learning to fight, learning to scrap, learn to choke somebody out, honestly. And that brings us to the next tip, which is to eat healthy-ish and work out at least 3 times a week. Now, I know we're getting into the whole, change your life type of thing, but it goes hand in hand with the learning to fight thing. Once you start training, if you decide that you want to train, you will inevitably switch your diet up, because the moment you start training, you'll realize how out of shape you actually are. I thought I was in shape when I first took a kickboxing class. After the first class, I had to sit down in the locker room for about 20 minutes because I was so dizzy. It took me an extra 20 minutes to get dressed because I kept almost falling down. And then I spent another 40 minutes sitting at a restaurant picking at a salad because I was afraid I was going to pass out on the street. I was so woefully out of shape from just kicking and punching a bag for an hour. It put me on my ass. And from there, I started to tailor my diet so that I didn't feel like that anymore. Once you start working out, you understand sort of how your body works and doesn't work. And then you can assess where you want to be. I know when I was sitting at that table for 30 minutes staring at that Kosi salad. If you ever had Kosi, delicious food. Staring at that salad, not wanting to feel like that. I was like, why, how did I end up like this? I was like, I thought I was in decent shape. It's like, no, man, your body is trash. And I specifically bought that salad because I was like, if I eat a cookie or something, I'm going to die. I'm going to die right now. So I'm not telling you to give up all the things you love to eat. Food is good and life is short. But definitely look at your diet and start working out when you can. You don't have to get a gym membership. Like I said earlier on, you can save money on that gym membership by just, buying a couple weights and lifting weights in the morning at home. And just cut out one thing out of your diet. I don't know what that is. It could be, I cut out candy recently and it did wonders for me. And I'm a candy fanatic. My vice is candy. That is it. Since I was little. Candy and cookies. Don't put a cake in front of me. Just sugar in general. I cut out all that stuff just because I was like, let's see how better my body can be. And so far, doing all right. I've reached the point where I'm no longer craving that type of sugar. And it's liberating. I'm going to fall back on it again. It's inevitable. I can't fathom not eating another Oreo for the rest of my life. That just sounds ridiculous. But for the time being, I've cut out that stuff and I work out every day. And I feel great. So if you don't feel great and you want to be super, you want to be like I didn't want to name like a regular, you want to be like Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern, not the comedian, or not a shot at the comedian. I don't know. I'm sure he's very strong. Or you want to be like The Rock, but who really wants to be like The Rock, right? He's too big, right? That's too extreme. No. Oh, let's not say it. You want to be like The Rock? Tailor your diet. Then again, we can't all be like The Rock. That man, he has, chefs and a mobile gym and whatnot. All right, we're getting caught up. Next tip for becoming a real life superhero. It's to read a little bit every day. Read something. Read a book. Read a comic book. Read, fiction, nonfiction. Read whatever you want. But every day, read something. Read something that's not social media. I'm not taking a jab. I swear to it. I'm just saying, read a book. Read words. Read phrases. Read a story. the more you read, the better. You'll learn new words, and which is, learning is great. I started reading like books, a lot of books on my commute to work, and it greatly improved my diction, and it improves the quality of the words that I spoke, and it also helped me start writing. I started writing. So reading led to what is now an extra source of income. I write for outlets. I write words that people read, and I get paid for it. So I reading got me a passive income. Actually, it's not passive. It's a very active income. I write a lot. But improve yourself, improve your mind, read a little bit of something every day. And the reason I took a jab, it wasn't a jab. The reason I took a jab, it wasn't a jab, at social media is because the things people write on social media are usually 98% of the time just riddled with grammar mistakes, just awful. No punctuation, no sort of sentence structure. And we tend to learn from the stuff we read. And if you read enough social media posts, your language will just dip into the garbage. So read a book that has been edited by, editors who know, your preferred language. I won't say the English language, but whatever language you would prefer to read in, and get a sense of how, sentences are structured and how words are used. An amazing thing about reading is that you learn the definition of words just by the context that they are in a sentence, which you don't get really anywhere else. Where else would you get it? Once you read the stuff and you learn the word, there's no amount of, I can't even count the amount of times that I've learned the definition of a word simply by reading it in a sentence multiple times. I'm like, oh, I know the definition just from context. So definitely read more as you go along. It can only benefit you. Read with your kids. If you have kids, definitely read with your kids. Read them big boy and big girl books and have them read along with you. It's a fantastic thing to do. The next tip for becoming a real life superhero is to be positive. I feel like this podcast is becoming very preachy, but I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. Damn it. Be positive. Say hi to your neighbors. Call one of your buds, your best girl bud, your best guy bud, and say you love them. Tell them what's up. Text them. Call your mama. Call your dad. Call your uncle. Whoever raised you. Call them. Tell them you love them. Just be positive. Be positive every day. I send my daughter out into the world every day with an affirmation that I want her to make someone smile and to bring some smiles home. To be strong, to be positive, and to be her. Be genuine. Go out there into school, go out there into the world and put light out. Put positive energy out. Don't dwell, don't focus on the negative, because it's so easy to focus on the negative. Just focus on the positive and bring that home with you. And then tell me what that was. Every night before she goes to bed, I ask her to tell me the 3 smiles that she had during the day. Tell me 3 things that she smiled at during the day. Do you know how powerful that is to go to bed thinking about all the things that made you happy during the day versus what makes you sad? It'll make you wake up and want to be more positive. Do it to myself. Wake up every morning and thank the heavens that I woke up, and what positive things can I do out there in the world today? Not saying I'm a superhero, but I'm saying you'd be surprised how much control you have over your happiness and someone else's happiness by just being positive. Now, if you're not the type of person who wants to be positive, nor do you want to spread that, I can't make you. But I would just appeal, I would try to appeal to the other side of you. I know it's in there. You could be positive. You can be happy. You can high five someone. You can be nice to someone you didn't think you could be nice to. And it'll make a difference. And when you see that difference get made, you'll be happy too. Trust me. Trust me. And lastly, the last tip to be a real life superhero is to just go out there and do it. Do it. Do it. Do whatever the thing is that you want to do. Go do it right the hell now. Go create that YouTube channel. Go start that business. Go hug that friend that you haven't hugged in a long time. Go call the person you haven't talked to in a long time. Go build that shelf. Go paint your kitchen. Go do whatever it is the thing that you've put off doing. Go do it right now. Stop the podcast. Hit stop and go do that thing. And I know what you'll say. I don't have time. It's late. Go do it. You said that already. You already said, I can't do it because, oh, it's late. Oh, I'm tired. I don't have this. Go get it. I don't have time. Make time. Go do the thing you've wanted to do. Go be positive and get it done. I guarantee you when you're done, you will wonder why it took you so long. I don't know who's listening to this right now. I don't know you personally. And if I do, then you know that I'm genuine. Just go and do that thing. Stop procrastinating. Trust me, I know everything about procrastination. Stop procrastinating and go do the thing. I'm currently doing the thing. I'm recording the podcast. You know how hard it is for me to just get my mind around recording? Do you know how hard it is to just sit down in one place and just talk into a microphone by yourself? I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for you. Not just doing this for you. I'm doing it for me too. I'm hoping you're getting something out of this. I'm getting a lot out of this. I'm getting to talk into a mic and hopefully I'm making a difference to somebody. So now it's your turn. Go out and do that thing that you wanted to do. That good thing. Go do that good thing. Go draw a picture. Go buy that house you wanted. Go find Mr. or Mrs. Right. Buy a suit. Did you want a suit? Go get a suit. It doesn't matter. Go buy that video game you wanted to play and go play it and finish it. Don't just spend the money on it and just leave it there. Play it. I'm talking to myself here. Go play that game. Go do that thing. Go start that business. Go start working out. Go sign up for the jiu-jitsu or the wrestling or the Krav Maga class. Go sign up for an investment. Go put some money away. Go sign up for that class. My sister-in-law is going back to school. Do you know how big that is? How proud I am of her? She's going back to school. She's going to go do it. Go do it. You want that master's degree? Go start it. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much I want you to go do that thing. Go do it. Go do whatever it is. And then tell me what you did. Tell me what you started. I want to know. You can send it on social media. You can send it through the podcast page. Send me a message. I want to know what you did, but I hope you did it. Go do the thing. Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Just sit down or get up. Whatever you got to do, just go do that thing. That's the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to Super Black. Go be a true superhero. We'll talk to you soon. I appreciate you. Full stop.